Well, after what feels like an eternity, Infiniti has finally launched its Q50 sedan into the Australian market. It's got all the bells and whistles on paper, but was it worth the wait? From a brand perspective, the Q50 is crucial for Infiniti's future standing in Australia. It finds itself in pretty illustrious company in the form of the BMW 3 Series, Mercedes C-Class, Audi A4 and Lexus IS. There are 5 Q50 models available, split between a 2.2 litre turbo diesel engine and a 3.5 litre V6 hybrid powertrain. The car we spent most time in was the top-spec all-wheel drive V6 hybrid. Priced from $73,900, it comes equipped with a 7-speed automatic and a power output of 268 kilowatts and 546 newton meters. Those figures are good enough for a 0 to 100 time just outside 5 seconds, while returning a claimed fuel consumption reading of 7.2 litres per 100. That huge reserve of power comes courtesy of a V6 engine teamed with a 50 kilowatt electric motor, and it certainly packs a punch. We're driving the all-wheel drive version now in the Alpine region just outside of Melbourne, and it's a really terrific thing to drive. Luckily, we're on a closed road at the moment, so you can have plenty of fun and a bit of room on the road to work with. The power comes on smooth and predictably and doesn't really have any of that electric whirring noise that you'd kind of expect from something like this. The real highlight of this car has to be its direct adaptive steering function, which offers 4 modes. I'm currently in the sport mode now, and the response is terrific. As soon as you make some sort of input into the steering, it reacts straight away. The best way to describe it is that it's almost like driving a go-kart. The hybrid model that we're driving gets better brakes than the diesel, and you can tell straight away. Even with the extra weight of the battery pack, it pulls this thing up really well. It's likely to begin something of a sales renaissance for the Infiniti brand, which has struggled with limited models and I guess not much of a brand recognition within Australia. You put this thing up against a Mercedes C-Class or a BMW 3 Series and the value equation is really terrific. Being a hybrid version, this thing obviously offers terrific fuel economy and in fact brings it under the luxury car tax bracket for that reason. The accompanying 7-speed automatic gearbox is a really smooth shifting unit, and in sports mode in particular offers really sharp, snappy shifts. One thing I really can't get over is that V6 soundtrack. It's a really terrific engine, and teamed with the sport mode steering and the paddle shifters, well, you're able to make great use of it. Inside, the Infiniti gets 2 centrally mounted screens to keep tabs on audio, climate control, navigation, as well as various drive mode and safety feature selectors. The interior lives up to the luxury car tag with cream leather, soft touch dash and door materials, and visually pleasing piano black highlights. The Q50 does have a few Nissan-esque styling touches, like the trim and shape of the steering wheel, the foot-operated park brake, and the dials used in the instrument cluster. The cabin offers adequate head and leg proportions for its 5 passengers, however the boot is fairly shallow and there are no rear door pockets. The list of standard features across the Q50 range is impressive. It includes push-button start, smart key entry, dual touchscreens, sat-nav, LED headlights, front and rear parking sensors, a reverse camera and climate control. The all-drive model that we sampled also received new safety technology such as backup collision intervention, which automatically applies the brakes while reversing, predictive forward collision warning, blind spot monitoring and blind spot intervention. The pricing and equipment found in the Q50 range is certainly impressive from a value perspective. The real challenge for the brand now is to get its name out there and stay on the radar of luxury car buyers in Australia.